over other human beings.
The news headlines, as you clearly see here, CNN. Reason behind it. There's a sinister reason. So let's get into it.
After a man has far more money than he possibly can spend for pleasures, what is left to excite him? For those with the ruling class mentality, the answer is power. Raw power over other human beings. Money can buy such power only to a point. Beyond that, politics is the sport.
And that's what the so-called New World Order is all about. Raw power over other human beings. Raw power over us Israelites. The power of life and death, man. And part of that raw power is what? They want to chip us. They want to put a microchip in us. That's the end goal or the end game of the so-called New World Order, to be fitted with a microchip, and that's pursuant to the book of Revelation 13 and 16. That's the prophecy. So it's all about power, man. It's all about power, and that's something our people, as Israelites, our people, they don't want. All right. I mean, we that's in the truth. We want it. We want power over our enemies. Okay. But the majority of our people, they don't want power over their enemies. They want to be a perpetual slave unto their enemies. That's in Jeremiah the second chapter. Is Israel a homeborn servant? They want to remain a perpetual slave under their captors. Talking about our people. Anyway, let's move on.
And world politics is the ultimate game. For the purposes of this presentation, we have referred to those in the international power structure as capitalists. But
Yeah, those are the hidden banking families of Esau.
these men are not really capitalists in the classical sense. They are merely rich socialists. They have gained their vast wealth not through honest competition and free enterprise, but by political influence and favoritism, the granting of government protection to eliminate competition, and by gigantic fraud of the money system, backed by government force.
Yeah, the gigantic fraud of the money system, the Federal Reserve. They created that. All you got to do is go into the history of how the Federal Reserve was created in secrecy back in 1910. All right, first it was an act, then it was passed by law. And anybody that knows what's going on, they'll tell you the biggest enemy, the biggest evil, rather, Salaki, the biggest evil we have in today's government is the so-called Federal Reserve, and the fact that they can print money out of thin air. Okay. Anyway, that's another video for another time.
These men are striving to create a world superstate,
There you go.
with the expectation that from behind the scenes, they will be the ones who will rule. Not free enterprise capitalism, but big government is the conspiracy's life force. World government is its ultimate goal.
And that's why when I read in Psalms, the 17th chapter, where it clearly says, as a matter of fact, let's go back there. Psalms, the 17th chapter. You heard what G. Edward Griffin said, right? These men are striving to create a world superstate with the expectation that they will rule behind the scenes. Well, that's why I read in Psalm 17, arise and disappoint him, O Lord. Psalm 17 and 13. Right here. Psalm 17 and 13. Arise, O Lord, disappoint him. Cast him down, because they're trying to bring the so-called New World Order. That's that super state that you heard G. Edward Griffin talked about. Arise, O Lord, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword. Because there will be a new world order, but it'll be a new world order of righteousness. That's what we're looking for. Matter of fact, let me bring that in 2 Peter 3 and 13. Okay, to hell with Esau and his new world order of wickedness. No, we want a new world order of righteousness, which Yahweh Shai is going to bring. The kingdom of Yahweh Shai. Here it is right here. 2 Peter 3 and 13. Nevertheless, we, according to his promise, and that was said in the book of Isaiah, the 65th chapter. Nevertheless, according to his promise, look for new heavens. We, according to his promise, look for new heavens and new earth wherein dwelleth righteousness. Yeah, that's the real so-called, that's the real New World Order. Okay, a New World Order of righteousness. Anyway, let's see why Esau is dramatizing all this police brutality and causing all these protests. Let's see why Esau is doing that.
But What is the best way to sell big government and then world government to a people like ours, historically devoted to an independent republic of limited powers?
Big government and then world government is talking about the New World Order of Esau. What's the best way to sell it, to bring it? Listen good.
The answer is simple. In revolutionary literature, the tactic is known as pressure from above and below. It's the strategy that Colonel House laid down in his book, Philip Drew, Administrator. Deliberately create problems.
Deliberately create problems. So that George Floyd situation was what? A problem created. And it was dramatized. Deliberately create problems.
Then offer only those solutions that result in the expansion of government.
Right. You better believe all those protests are going to lead to more and more draconian legislation, bringing in the New World Order military forces to clamp down on the people. In other words, they're going to use they're going to use the energy of those protests from the people to enslave them even more. Okay?
Made conditions so frightful at home and abroad that the abandonment of personal liberties and national sovereignty will appear as a reasonable price for a return to domestic tranquility and world peace.
See? So they cause the people to give up their own liberty, their own freedom. So now behind this situation, you're going to have more and more curfews being imposed. Okay?
If those who seek world dominion can stimulate leftist mobs into violent confrontation with local law enforcement,
And that's what you're seeing now. Leftist mobs, violent confrontation against what? Police officers. Okay? This is why this thing is being dramatized. And they've been doing this thing since the 60s, man. You saw the protests, the Watts riots, the different riots, the different protesting of the late 1960s going into the 1970s. It's all planned, man. It's all set up by the wicked elite to bring their so-called New World Order.
and also provide exhaustive news coverage so that the entire nation can.
Exhaustive news coverage? Huh? Exhaustive news coverage? What am I reading here? CNN. And CNN, you better believe, if you go to CNN right now and watch it, it's gonna be about the George Floyd's death situation. Okay? That's all you're gonna see. They're gonna keep looping the film over and over again. They're gonna have all kind of so-called experts speaking on the situation, dramatizing it, using the energy of it to bring what? The so-called New World Order. That's what it's all about. That is what it's all about.
And see and tremble. Then the peaceful and freedom-loving majority can be programmed to accept a vast expansion of government powers and even a national police force, offered supposedly to end the violence.
See? So that's what it's leading to. Martial law, super police, the different police groups, totally clamping down over the people. And that's how the top wicked elite, that's how they're going to get that raw power over other human beings that you heard Edward Griffin talked about. Raw power over other human beings. So they're going to use the energy of the people to enslave the people. They're going to use their own energy to enslave them. That's the nature of this devil. That's why it's called the devil. The word devil means deceiver. You people are being deceived. Anyway, I'm going to end it there. Hopefully you were edified by this video. And I'm sure I'm going to be doing other videos on that topic. So for now, I say shalom. So on to the next one.